And now we are joined by Lloyd Doggett. He is a U.S. House Democrat from Texas. Really grateful to have you on board here as we continue to try and find out what's going on. But first, let's get to your position, right? You believe those Democratic senators caved. Why are you describing it that way? Because you basically say they're surrendering to the tactics of Donald Trump.
Well, all of us want to see the shutdown ended. The question is whether we are shutting down healthcare and access to a physician for millions of Americans. You know, America in so many specialty areas has the best healthcare in the entire world. But when it comes to delivering that healthcare and access for all of our citizens, among industrialized countries, we probably have one of the worst systems. And that's what this debate has been about. Yes, I do believe that those senators who switched last night and joined with the Republicans were in error. I think the entire process has helped us to elevate this issue to the attention of more Americans. But I really want to see, and we will be working in the House to see that this legislation does not go forward so long as healthcare is left out and 4 or 5 million Americans just on the what are called the Affordable Care Tax Credits would lose their access to a physician, according to all objective sources that have looked at this.
And just to get the opinion of the senators out there, I want you to listen to Senator Angus King. I spoke to him just a little earlier. He is an independent but caucuses with the Democrats. Listen.
The problem was the shutdown wasn't achieving that goal. We've been at it, as you mentioned, the longest shutdown in American history, and there was no progress whatsoever on the Republicans saying, oh, okay, we're going to give you the ACA tax credits, and there was no likelihood of them doing so. So the question was there any point in continuing with the shutdown that wasn't accomplishing anything and at the same time is harming a lot of people?
So, Congressman, how about that? Because I know there are people where you are in Texas, the people you represent, that are suffering right now because they don't have their SNAP benefits. And quite frankly, you're in Austin. I don't even know how long it's going to take you to get to D.C. And Americans are dealing with that every hour right now at the country's airports.
Well, with all respect to Senator King, and I do respect him, I think he's independently wrong on this. There's no more reason to think that some future vote Republicans are going to have a change of heart and suddenly want to provide the health care that they voted over the last many years, over 70 times, to totally abolish and replace Obamacare with nothing care. As to the sacrifices that are being made now by many Americans, yes, it's real. I've had big delays. People have had more serious delays in flights across the country. And the Trump administration used hunger as a bargaining chip. They were totally unlawful in their action in suspending the Supplemental Nutrition Program, or SNAP. And that's what 2 federal courts said. So I think we had a judicial remedy on food security. There'll be some delays because of the incompetence of the state of Texas, the way they handle this matter, and in some other states. And what we had here was the opportunity to force action on healthcare access. And that's what should have happened. That's what we will be advancing in the House when we take this bill up Wednesday or Thursday. And that's what we will continue to urge as we go through the years, through the months. I'm thinking of John out at Skinny's Barbershop, who counted on the Affordable Care Act for cancer care, and now very concerned that he will not be able to maintain his policy as the premium about doubles. And that's the kind of experience that so many of my fellow Texans and Americans generally are having, and why it's so important to push back and demand access.
I get it. I get it. Those struggles are real, and so many people are looking at their premiums going up by thousands of dollars in a year. I do have to ask you, though, do you think there's a chance this is going to fail in the House? Mike Johnson does have a task, but he's proven pretty deft at handling this.
Well, you mentioned the flight delays, and that is an issue. Just getting everyone back, given the delays and interruption of flights, could carry this on till near the end of the week. I expect to be back in Washington on Wednesday, flights permitted, and the vote is very close. Republicans only have a 2-vote margin, and a couple of Republicans voted against this bill the first time it came out. So that's why we will continue fighting so hard on behalf of healthcare for more of our neighbors.
Okay, so noted. You wouldn't put money on that right now. I've only got a few seconds left here, but we just had some news out of the Oval Office. President Trump repeated his idea of giving $2,000 checks to lower and middle income Americans, a tariff dividend. Would you back that?
Incredible. Well, you know, I think that's about as realistic as his claim back in the spring that he was going to give $5,000 to every American out of the Doge savings that never arrived. He doesn't have a dependable source for any of this. I think what he really wants is to sign Donald J. Trump on a check that he sends out for political purposes to people, but it's an irresponsible and unrealistic proposal.
Okay, Congressman Lloyd Doggett, we'll leave it there as long as you promise to come back. Appreciate it.
For sure. Thank you so much.